Ethan, Tesla is recalling 2 million cars, apparently, after a US regulator found that its driver assistance system, which is essentially an autopilot, is not fit for purpose. I mean, if I get in my car right now, I've got an unleaded gas car. I had a diesel before that. I know if I put the gas in, I can get from A to B. I can drive it myself. It's reliable. You know, are there problems when it comes to these electric vehicles? It sounds like it.
Well, all cars are electric vehicles right now. The average internal combustion engine car has 23 computers on board. Recalls are a part of that development process, whether you're talking about legacy ICE vehicles or new EVs. The advantage of the new EV is that recall doesn't require any of those 2 million Tesla owners to go anywhere to get the fix installed. It's an over-the-air software update. My Ford has had numerous updates. Only one recall affected me, requiring me to go to the dealership. That's less than my wife's prior Mercedes required for her recalls.
Okay, so come back to that then, Mickey. You know, maybe there aren't any of these tech issues or these unreliability problems with electric vehicles.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. In 2023, the global car manufacturers really entered the EV market in a big way. So you saw great offerings from Mercedes and from Audi and from Ford and Toyota and almost every major manufacturer across the globe. And, you know, this discussion really isn't about whether those cars will eliminate carbon. They will, but they won't if someone doesn't buy them and drive them. And Ethan and I can agree on how amazing the technology is, and we can agree on you know, how this can help reduce carbon. But if customers don't buy a car, it is not helping solve the problem. Now, the reality is the amount of rare earth minerals, and these are rare earth minerals sourced primarily in China, by the way, the amount that goes into the one Tesla or the one Mach-E like Ethan drives, that could make 90 hybrids. And right now, demand for hybrids are incredibly high. Those 90 hybrids would remove 32 or 33 times the amount of carbon that one Mach-E or that one Tesla will remove. So if the conversation is about just build EVs, that would be one thing. But if it was about removing carbon, there are so many better approaches that the American consumer will invest in today. And that's better for the environment.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point there, Ethan, hasn't he? I mean, how good for the environment and the planet are these cars? I mean, the ones we've got over here are a lot heavier than ordinary vehicles, so they're actually damaging the road, so we've got to then pay for the infrastructure to be rebuilt. There are these horror stories about some of the elements of it and the minerals used for them being mined out of the ground using African child slave labour and stuff. I mean, is this actually really a good thing?
Yeah, so there's a number of issues that you just raised. Let's start with the basics. I do agree with Mickey, though. He's not wrong that the technology, we're in total agreement. And I'm a car person. I love cars. I've owned dozens of cars over the years. And the issue is this. There's a difference between December 2023 and 2032. We have massive investment happening right now. Ford, GM, Mercedes, BMW, Kia, Hyundai, they're all ramping up the production. So the scale of production lowers the cost of production. This is economics 101. We all know this. So that's what's happening right now. Ford has been very open about that. The CEO, Mr. Farley, has said, look, there's a window here that we know we lose money, but then we start making the money as we ramp up the production. Regarding the rare earth minerals, that is a huge issue. And that's why in Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, our president, requires the phasing out of subsidies for batteries and vehicles that are made with batteries from China. That's the issue. The United States has just uncovered a huge, vast reserve in Wyoming of rare earth minerals. We have the Salton Sea in California, where they've just massively increased the amount of lithium storage that they've found underground that can be cleanly, domestically mined, manufactured, refined, and put into these batteries, at least here in the United States. The future is very bright. It's the interim that the dealerships, and it's not just the dealerships, by the way, it's everybody. Educating consumers is part of the process. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt about what consumers want and need, or versus, I would suggest that 67% of Americans could drive an electric car today.
Okay, so the argument again would be that it can apparently save Americans $12,000 over their lifetime. This is what the Democrat-run Senate is putting forward. What I heard there was apparently if you can get the minerals needed from America, that's, to coin another American president, an American first approach, potentially, there, Mickey.